Welcome back on this glorious and amazing day, and a special shout out to my listeners and subscribers from Australia, from Melbourne and Sydney, and anywhere else that you're listening that I might not be aware, if it's from Perth, or if it's New South Wales or Victoria, you name it, mate. Welcome, nice to see you again. Okay, so here goes a story. I walk into this room and this individual is sitting with their AirPods and they're listening to music and they're scrubbing the floor and they're scrubbing and scrubbing the floor. And I walk in and I motion to them that I want to ask them something, and they close their music and I say, "What are you doing? What's going on here?" And this person gets so excited and tells me that after so many years of having this horrible odor in this room and trying air fresheners and fans and opening up the windows, they have gotten professional help. And the professional told them that sometimes it's as simple as taking proper soap and cleaning your floors and to freshen up your room to get this beautiful odor again, and not to have that horrible, horrible smell that was just annoying you and the family. I looked this individual in their eyes and I said, "I know this home. I've been in this room before. And if you continue, I'm sorry for sharing with you what might be the truth. If you continue washing this floor for another 20 minutes, for another 20 days or 20 years, the odor is still going to be there and it's still going to smell." And they go, "What do you mean?" This is what the professional told me. That I told them that I did not clean this room, and perhaps maybe that's why there's a bad odor. And they even told me the name, and they told me where I could get it, and they told me how I should do it, and I'm following instructions. And I told this individual, "Please don't trust me. Could you take a 1 or 2 minute break and I could show you some details?" And they go, "Sure." And I go, "Is it okay if I open that closet door right there on the left side?" They go, "Go ahead." I haven't opened it in years. I wouldn't even know what it looks like. And I open it up and we see the spider webs. And then I show them the right side of the closet. And it's all black dots and horribly black. And I see the wood, the hardwood floor is all rough and puffed up. And I asked this individual, "What is that on the wall? Do you recognize what that color is?" And you should see that shock, that fear in their face. "That is mold. Wait, this is it. Let me get the soap, wash it out." I go, "Not yet. Not yet. Oh my gosh, this is terrible. This could affect the breathing and the lungs. And for long term, for longevity, this is no good. I'm living in this house and I never even knew this is what's going on." So I look at these individuals and I tell them, "I'm sorry, I don't deal with symptoms, I deal with the core." They go, "What?" We always have to find out where the smell comes from. So if you could wash and wash and wash and clean and exercise and do all the wonderful things, but you're not going to the core, you are not solving the problem. And even if it's apparent that you are solving the problem, like this individual told me with a great excitement 5 minutes earlier that the room already smells fresh. Of course it smells fresh. You could just pour a little bit of soap. Of course you're going to have the smell of soap. I asked this individual if they're gutsy and they could do some things that's a little bit scary. I go, "Depending what it is." I go, "Listen here, your house is just 1 story. It's not too high. I have a very safe ladder. You could go first. I'll hold a ladder for you, or I'll go first, whichever one you want. I want to show you something on the roof." "Wait, why are we going on the roof? What? Well, what bothered you? The smell in the room." "Yeah." "Did you notice the mold in the wall coming from the ceiling?" "Yeah." Mold doesn't come from heaven. The manna came down from heaven that the Jews were able to eat in the desert. Mold doesn't appear by itself. So what are you trying to suggest? Well, it's not I'm trying to suggest. I happened to be on your roof a few days ago. And I will show you where the water leaks in after every single rain, which comes down to your closet, which is ruining the wall, which is creating the mold, which is most probably you have carpenter ants already in there which are eating up the studs, which is a problem for your house. You're worried about the smell. The smell is just an alarm for the horrific stuff that's going on behind it. It's good you have a bad smell so you know what to fix. You're trying to get rid of the smell. I would actually try to get rid of what's causing the smell. Yeah, I could go up on that ladder. That's not too scary. Yeah, if you don't mind, I'll go up first. You hold the ladder for me. Sure, I'll hold the ladder for you. And I jump up right after this individual. And I come up and I show them right around the fireplace area where the chimney goes up, the rain slides down. And it's very clear and vivid, the opening where the rain goes straight in. And this person goes and looks at me and goes, I spent so much money to have a session with this fellow to tell them about the horrible smell. And right away, he didn't ask me questions. It was, of course your house smells. When was the last time you cleaned it? And of course, but he didn't even investigate what was the smell, how was it strong. And now you walk into this room and stop me right away of wasting my time and my frustration to buy more air fresheners and to have the fan on for longer and to be embarrassed when people come. And you actually did something I didn't think of, is finding out first where the source of this bad odor, which I realized it must have been mold. I didn't put the two and two together. Then when I was going to get rid of the mold, you told me stop because you're wasting your time, and you told me find out where this mold is coming from. So not only we're not going to use a fan, air fresheners, soap, clean off the mold from the walls of the closet, we're actually going to have to call now a roofer. But what does a roofer have to do with the odor inside the house? Well, you get the story. Why in the world, in the middle of this beautiful series of The Secret of Happiness, do I just insert this interesting story? So please join me next week, and I will share with you why I shared with you the story. Until then, always do remember, yes, you are way greater than you think you are.